So a YouTuber just bought a Bugatti from Temu for less than the price of a used Honda Civic. And what showed up at his door was absolutely hilarious. Carter Scherer thought he was getting a deal on a supercar, but what he actually received might be the funniest automotive disaster in YouTube history. Before we dive into this insane story, make sure you smash that subscribe button because this is about to get wild. For those who don't know, Carter Scherer is a massively popular YouTuber with millions of subscribers who's known for doing crazy experiments, building ridiculous contraptions, and basically living the dream life that most people can only imagine. He's bought everything from tanks to boats to exotic cars, always pushing the boundaries of what's possible for content. Carter is part of the Team RAR crew, and his videos consistently get millions of views because he's willing to try things that most people would never even consider. He spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on various projects and stunts, so when he decides to buy something ridiculous, you know it's going to be entertaining. But this Bugatti purchase might be his most hilarious project yet, and not for the reasons he expected. For those unfamiliar with Temu, it's a Chinese e-commerce platform that's become famous for selling incredibly cheap versions of everything imaginable. You can find knockoff designer clothes, cheap electronics, and apparently replica supercars that look convincing in pictures, but are absolutely ridiculous in person.
This is what happened when you order your cars through Temu. This guy ordered his G-Wagon through Temu, and look at what he got.
Carter stumbled upon a listing on Temu that claimed to be selling a Bugatti. Now, any reasonable person would immediately know this is fake. A real Bugatti costs millions of dollars, not a few thousand. But Carter saw comedic gold and decided to actually order it to see what would show up. The listing showed what appeared to be a legitimate Bugatti, with all the proper badges, the distinctive horseshoe grille, and that iconic supercar shape. The price? Somewhere around $30,000 to $50,000, depending on the specific model and options. For comparison, a real Bugatti Chiron costs over $3 million, so this was clearly not going to be authentic. The product description was hilariously vague, with broken English claiming it was a luxury sports vehicle with high-performance design and premium materials. The reviews were even funnier, with people posting pictures of what they actually received versus what was advertised. But Carter didn't care about the warnings. He hit that order button and waited to see what disaster would arrive at his door. When the delivery truck finally showed up at Carter's house, you could see the excitement mixed with confusion on his face. The package was huge, definitely car-sized, but it was just wrapped in basic cardboard and plastic wrap, like someone had ordered furniture from IKEA. As the delivery crew unloaded this massive package, Carter and his crew started filming the unboxing process. The anticipation was building because nobody had any idea what was actually inside. Would it be a decent-looking replica? Would it be a tiny toy car? Would it be something completely different? As they tore away the packaging, the first thing visible was bright paint and what appeared to be car body panels. So far, so good. At least it was car-shaped. But as more packaging came off, the reality of what he'd purchased started becoming hilariously clear. The Bugatti was a body kit shell designed to fit over what appeared to be a go-kart chassis. It wasn't a functioning car with an engine and transmission. It was basically a fiberglass costume that something else would wear to pretend to be a Bugatti. The proportions were completely wrong. The wheels were comically small, like something you'd find on a children's Power Wheels toy. The doors didn't open with sophisticated mechanisms. They were just hinged pieces of fiberglass that you could lift up manually. As Carter examined his purchase more closely, the comedy gold just kept coming. The Bugatti badges were obviously fake, with misspellings and wrong fonts. The horseshoe grille that's supposed to be a precision-crafted piece of automotive jewelry looked like it was molded from cheap plastic in someone's garage. The paint job appeared decent in photos, but in person, it was clearly spray-painted with minimal prep work. You could see brushstrokes, drips, and areas where the paint didn't match. The clear coat was uneven, and there were literal fingerprints embedded in the finish where someone had touched it while the paint was still wet. The interior was even worse. There were bucket seats that looked like they came from a racing simulator setup, a steering wheel that was just a circular piece of plastic with a Bugatti logo sticker slapped on it, and a dashboard that was literally just flat fiberglass with some gauges drawn on with a marker. The headlights were LED strips stuck onto the front with what appeared to be hot glue. The taillights were the same cheap LED strips you can buy on Amazon for $20. None of them were properly wired. They were just stuck on for appearance. The exhaust pipes coming out the back were PVC pipes painted chrome. Not even metal pipes, literal plumbing supplies from Home Depot painted to look like exhaust tips. When Carter tapped them, they made a hollow plastic sound that summed up the entire quality level of this vehicle. The funniest part was that Carter actually tried to make this thing functional. The body kit had come with some basic wheels and what appeared to be a very cheap electric motor setup, similar to what you'd find in a golf cart. Carter and his crew spent hours trying to assemble the drive components and figure out how to actually make this monstrosity move under its own power. The instructions were hilarious, poorly translated from Chinese with diagrams that made no sense and steps that seemed to be in random order. The electric motor they included was barely powerful enough to move the weight of a fiberglass body, let alone carry a person. When Carter finally got everything connected and tried to drive it, the motor made a pathetic whining sound, and the Bugatti moved forward at maybe 5 miles per hour. The steering was terrible. There was about 180 degrees of play in the wheel before anything actually happened. The brakes were basically suggestions rather than actual functional components. And the suspension was non-existent, so every tiny bump in the driveway sent the whole contraption bouncing around. But the absolute best moment was when Carter tried to take on the street. The tiny electric motor struggled to get the fake Bugatti up even a slight incline. Real cars were passing him, while he was at full throttle going maybe 8 miles per hour. The looks from other drivers were priceless. Confusion mixed with laughter as they realized what they were seeing. Carter posted videos of his Temu Bugatti adventure, and the internet absolutely lost its mind. The comment section was filled with people laughing at the absurdity of the whole situation. Car enthusiasts were pointing out all the ways this knockoff failed to resemble a real Bugatti. Others were sharing their own Temu horror stories. Some commenters were actually impressed that for a few $1,000s, you could get something that looked vaguely like a Bugatti from far away if you squinted. Others pointed out that this was basically a very expensive Halloween costume for a go-kart. The video went viral, getting millions of views within days. Other YouTubers started making reaction videos. Car channels analyzed all the ways the fake Bugatti was wrong, and meme pages had a field day with screenshots of Carter struggling to drive his purchase up a small hill. Even luxury car owners got in on the fun, with some posting comparison videos showing their real Bugattis next to Carter's Temu version. The differences were absolutely hilarious, like comparing a Renaissance painting to a kindergartner's crayon drawing. Carter's fake Bugatti purchase highlights a bigger issue in the world of online shopping: the flood of counterfeit and knockoff products coming from overseas marketplaces. Temu, AliExpress, Wish, and similar platforms are filled with products that look legitimate in photos, but are disappointing disasters in reality. These platforms work by connecting buyers directly with manufacturers in China, cutting out middlemen and reducing costs. The problem is that there's minimal quality control, and sellers often use photos of real products while shipping cheap knockoffs. The automotive world is particularly vulnerable to this. You can find fake wheels that look like expensive racing rims, but are made from cheap metal that could fail catastrophically. There are counterfeit performance parts that could actually be dangerous if installed on real cars. And apparently, you can buy entire fake supercars that are really just glorified go-karts. The scary part is that some people might buy these products thinking they're getting legitimate parts or vehicles, only to discover they've been scammed. At least Carter knew what he was getting into and did it for entertainment value. This also raises questions about intellectual property and trademark enforcement. Bugatti obviously didn't authorize Temu sellers to use their name and logo on these products. But enforcing trademark rights across international borders, especially with Chinese marketplaces, is extremely difficult and expensive. After the initial comedy of unboxing and attempting to drive his fake Bugatti, Carter got creative with content. He used it for various challenges and stunts, racing it against actual cars and losing spectacularly, trying to modify it to go faster, and even attempting to prank people by pulling up to events in his Bugatti. One hilarious video showed him pulling up to a luxury car meet with a fake Bugatti on a trailer, then unveiling it to the confused and amused reactions of actual supercar owners. The juxtaposition of million-dollar McLarens, Lamborghinis, and Ferraris next to his $30,000 Temu knockoff was comedy gold. He also did comparison videos showing the differences between his fake Bugatti and real examples. Everything from the sound, pathetic electric motor whine versus glorious W16 engine roar, to the acceleration, walking speed versus face-melting power, to the build quality, plastic fantastic versus engineered perfection, was compared. Eventually, Carter turned the fake Bugatti into a piece of art and a conversation starter. It sits in his garage as a reminder that not everything on the internet is what it seems, and that sometimes the journey of buying something ridiculous is more entertaining than actually owning it. Carter's fake Bugatti adventure teaches several important lessons. First, if something seems too good to be true, it definitely is. A real Bugatti costs millions of dollars for good reason. The engineering, materials, and craftsmanship are at the absolute pinnacle of automotive technology. Second, buyer beware when shopping on international marketplaces. The photos might look convincing, but what arrives at your door could be completely different. Read reviews carefully, understand return policies, and remember that rock-bottom prices usually mean rock-bottom quality. Third, sometimes the entertainment value of buying something ridiculous is worth more than the actual product. Carter got millions of views and created hilarious content from his fake Bugatti purchase. The $30,000 he spent was probably worth it purely for the comedy and engagement it generated. Finally, this whole situation shows the power of internet culture and content creation. Carter took what could have been a disappointing purchase and turned it into viral content that entertained millions of people. That's the entrepreneurial mindset of successful content creators, finding opportunities in unexpected places. Carter Scherer's fake Bugatti from Temu is one of the funniest automotive stories in recent YouTube history. From a ridiculous unboxing to the pathetic driving attempts to the viral social media reaction, every aspect of this saga was pure entertainment. It's a reminder that the internet is full of surprises, not all of them good, but all of them potentially entertaining if you have the right attitude. Carter knew he wasn't getting a real Bugatti for $30,000, but he got something even better, an unforgettable experience and millions of laughs. So the next time you're browsing Temu or similar sites and see an unbelievable deal, remember Carter's fake Bugatti. Ask yourself if you're ready for the reality versus the expectation, and maybe, just maybe, hit that order button anyway for the story you'll get to tell. Just don't expect to actually drive it anywhere. What do you think? Would you buy a fake supercar just for the experience? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more wild automotive content.